Don't try this at home. Whoa!
3, 2, 1, let's go.
In this souped-up series of MythBusters,
There's so many things that could go wrong right now.
the team is taking it to the test track
If I knew what was going to happen, we wouldn't be doing the test.
to tackle everything from fuel economy
Your results may differ.
to stunts
Get out, get out, get out!
and speed.
Let's drive.
Wow!
They're throwing it in reverse, slamming the brakes, and driving downright dangerously
I'm gone in a puff of smoke.
so you don't have to. Discover the science behind the most legendary automotive myths. Buckle up for Motor MythBusters Test Track. In this program,
He disappeared in a cloud of smoke.
our investigation is where the rubber meets the road.
I have always wanted to do that.
Adam and Jamie test mythical ways of fixing a flat.
No! No!
Then they literally reinvent the wheel
He's just as happy as I am.
to see if square wheels
Our lives have officially become a cartoon.
can give you a smooth ride. But first, the team is burning rubber
Race Prep V8 that's running at about 375 horsepower.
to find out if a tire can really catch fire.
You know when you burn rubber on a car?
Yeah.
Makes a lot of smoke, right? They say where there's smoke, there's fire. That's what this next myth is about.
If you spin a car tire fast enough and for long enough, it'll actually catch fire.
You bet. How do you want to test it?
I can't see that it gets much simpler than this one. We get a nice, powerful car and a bunch of tires, secure the brakes in the car so it doesn't get out of control, some temperature monitoring equipment for seeing how hot it's getting, and we spin and burn those tires until we get some fire.
I like it.
I thought you would.
Cavemen first used friction to make fire. But can the same thing happen when rubber meets the road? To find out, the guys have flexed out a muscle car with enough grunt to spin the tires fast enough to maybe burn rubber. Today's test track, the local police training center.
Well, this myth is pretty simple. The myth is that if you're doing a tire burnout, i.e. screeching your tires on the pavement, that you can get them going fast enough that they will burst into flames. I think the testing for this is pretty straightforward.
First up, pedal to the metal Heineman wants to put the car through its paces. He's heard the officers here are fond of donuts.
He disappeared in a cloud of smoke.
Amid the smoke, it's clear that the car's got the grunt that this myth needs.
It looks like a nice car. In fact, it's a lot nicer than it looks. In there is a race prep V8 that's running at about 375 horsepower. This is one of the most powerful cars we've ever been allowed to abuse. We're going to enjoy the moment.
The plan for testing is to keep the car stationary.
I'm gonna goose the front up just a little bit.
Then they'll rev the engine until they get a tire of fire or the car cracks up. As plans go, it's pretty simple. But Adam and Jamie are following that old MythBusters adage, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
That ought to do it if it's going to work at all.
I'll explain our rig. This, our test car, has a super powerful engine, and it's only gonna be spinning this tire. We've got no tire on the other side and a jack stand. The front two wheels are off the ground, lifted by the forklift, and strapped in so that even when this thing is going full bore, the car can't get out of control. Jamie's built an exhaust system to vent smoke and flames away from the tire when it's going. We'll be behind the blast chamber section in case bits start flying off. First up, just spin the tire and see what happens.
A ruptured fuel line or spark could indeed start a fire. But how about just friction alone? Well, Jamie, for one, has his doubts.
Personally, I'm guessing that we'll disintegrate the tire before we get there, but that's what we're here to find out.
All right, were you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's turn on the scrubbers, get behind the wheel, wait for my signal, and we'll start the first test.
Got it. We're looking to create a fire here. Now, for a fire, we need three things. We need a fuel, which in this case is the tire. We need a source of oxygen, which is the air around us. But for the ignition, we are going to be using the heat generated by the friction between the tire and the road surface. The question is, can we get that tire hot enough to create that source of ignition? And it's got to be really hot.
And really hot in this case is 300 degrees Celsius, the ignition point of rubber.
This is spinning tire fire. Tire with no modifications. Go.
Jamie redlines the engine for over a minute. But there's no sign of flame. And with the car at full tilt, the question is, what will blow first, the tire or the engine?
Oh! Stop!
And there's your answer.
Shut it down, Danny.
The high-speed camera reveals how the tire burst before it could ignite. But a short time later, there's a sizzling surprise on the test track.
It may have taken 35 minutes, but we got some burning rubber.
Remarkably, the powdered rubber shed by the tire has ignited half an hour after the test.
That sucker has gotten hot in the last half hour.
The flames fuel Adam's optimism.
What we saw in this tire dust after Jamie burned the rubber was smoldering smoke. That was small particles of this acting kind of like coals in a barbecue. They were being converted to smoke by heat. And enough of them propagated that while we were eating lunch, the thing caught on fire. To me, that means that the elements for tire ignition are here. They're just maybe not all in the right place at the right time for us.
If they can find a way to ignite the rubber while it's still on the tire, then maybe this myth is more fact than friction.
So we did get the tire burned. It just took a little longer than we thought, like about an hour.
Exactly. We just have to shorten that timestamp, and I think we're good. Let's put it out.
And Adam's got an idea to shorten that time span on their next spin.
If we get the tire spinning up really fast, we got some really hot temperatures, and then we add sparks, which could happen if a piece of equipment's dragging from the bottom of the car, maybe that is going to get us the ignition we're looking for.
Bright Spark Adam has rigged an angle grinder to a sheet of metal to get more sparks than the 4th of July.
It'll do that for about 45 or 55 seconds.
Once more, Jamie climbs into the hot seat, at this time with an oxygen mask.
All right, dude, you're good to go. I'll start the sparks once you start to burn. Yeah, we got sparks going. It's like we're being transported to a mystical land.
2 minutes and the tire hasn't blown. Jamie floors the V8 once more.
All right, he's really meaning it now. Oh, there we go.
The tire is totally total. But even with sparks, once again, no fire. This myth is looking more than a little rubbery. So for the final test, they'll throw everything at the tire.
We tried the regular old tire, we tried tire plus sparks, and we still have not got a burning tire. I think you'd agree with me that it's time to add some fossil fuels, and that's what's hanging in that bag over there, which leads to a tube and a stopcock and goes all the way under the car to an outlet right here. Gas, fumes, and sparks. If this doesn't get the tire burning, it's just not gonna happen.
It's an old MythBusters standby. When in doubt, add accelerant.
All right, gas plus sparks. I'm gonna start the gasoline. Go! This blast chamber is great for debris, not so great for smoke.
After 90 seconds, there's been no shortage of smoke, but no flames yet.
We've got gasoline pouring on the tire while it's spinning and sparks shooting on the gasoline-soaked tire. I still don't think we're getting burning rubber.
Gas fumes and sparks. Should be an explosive mix. Something here doesn't add up.
I think that's about it. Jamie, are you all right?
I'm all right.
He's all right. He's breathing oxygen. How was that for you?
Seemed like it took forever. Did we get any kind of fire?
We didn't get any kind of fire. We had sparks shooting right on the gasoline, and the smoke was everywhere. We gave it every kind of bad situation a car could find itself in. Accelerants on the ground, sparks shooting, tires spinning until it bursts, and we didn't get a burning tire.
And Jamie's got a theory as to why.
So it seems to me that the wind coming off of the tire as it was spinning was keeping the gasoline from igniting.
Yeah, totally.
Turns out that the turbulence caused by the spinning prevented any sort of ignition, meaning that the tire effectively has its own fire prevention system. And that means it's time to retire this myth for good.
Well, I guess this means it's busted.
That's totally busted.
For their next rubber-related romance, Jamie's got a really good idea to reinvent the wheel.
Hey, what you doing?
Daydreaming.
What is a Heinemann daydream about?
Square wheels. Like, what if you put square wheels on a truck?
I would imagine it would give you the roughest possible ride. It would be the clunkiest imaginable ride.
Well, it wouldn't to start, but if you went fast enough, it'd eventually smooth out, wouldn't it?
You're wondering how fast you have to drive with square wheels in order to get a smooth ride.
Yeah.
That's great. I think we should put it to the test.
According to the myth, at a fast enough speed, the difference between square and round wheels would disappear. But can this really be true? Or is this a myth that's headed back to, wait for it, square one?
What's your plan for these square wheels?
Well, pretty much everything that we need for this is going to be really abused. So the wheels we're going to have to design to be able to take all of the stress. The truck's going to have to be really heavy duty. It's going to have to be four-wheel drive and have a big torquey engine in it.
Super beefy wheels, super beefy truck. I think we should also add in there some nice objective way of measuring the smoothness of the ride we get. Like we compare it to a round-wheel drive and see how close we can get.
Instrumentation.
Precisely.
Okay.
What I'm trying to figure out here is that if we took a wheel like this and changed it into something shaped more like this, a square, how fast would we have to go to stay on the corners like so and actually end up with a smooth ride? Whether that's possible or not, at what speed that occurs, that's what we're trying to find out.
Yep, they're reinventing the wheel and have come up with a design that's reinforced at the center and corners. It's incredibly complex, and with so many individual pieces of steel, it'll need to be laser cut. And thanks to the magic of television,
Our parts are here?
They're here.
that takes no time at all.
That is gorgeous. Man, those are so pretty.
Let's set one up.
Okay, these come in like this. This goes here. This is from years of building Legos without looking at the instructions.
These laser cut parts are absolutely gorgeous. They're coming together beautifully, and Jamie and I have quite an efficient little assembly line going here. You can't tell, but he's just as happy as I am.
And once the MythBusters get their heads down, their hubs are soon looking like the wheel deal.
Nice.
Want to grab a side? Let's put it on the ground.
Yeah, this is how the tire goes on, right?
Hopefully. That has a satisfying ring to it, doesn't it?
It really does. It rings like a bell. It's so pretty.
I'll be right back.
Jamie's on a roll. Next off the production line,
I hope it works.
a set of custom tires. And they're all ready for the rubber
How's it look?
to meet the rim.
Much better.
Dude.
I was able to just put it on by hand.
Wow.
That is a square wheel.
Thanks to their ingenuity and hard work, the MythBusters have squared the circle.
Doing that makes me nervous.
Now they can load up and hit the road
Get out of here.
for a familiar test track.
I love this tarmac.
Nice day for a bouncy ride, huh?
Absolutely it is. Let's get started.
To objectively determine just how bumpy the ride is, the team is installing electronic sensors
Good to go.
to track the vibration on the suspension, the steering column, and of course, the passengers. And with the test track set,
That looks festive.
they'll be put to use first in the round wheel control.
In 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Feels like a pretty nice ride so far.
As it should be.
Yeah.
55
55.
and 60.
60 miles an hour. Feels pretty smooth. I think we got a good metric.
Yeah.
Bring it to a halt and head back to home base. Throw some square wheels on this puppy.
Unsurprisingly, the traditional wheels provide a comfortable ride. Something that's backed up by the sensors.
Guys, we get anything good?
Absolutely. So we see went up to about 60 miles an hour. Steering column and the seat pad are nice low levels of vibration as we'd expect.
That looks like a really good baseline.
Yep. We expect this to go way up with the square wheels, I'd say.
So do we.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it.
With the baseline set, it's time for the weirdest wheel change in automobile history.
This is so wrong. And yet it feels so right. The obscenity begins.
You know, I don't think you'd need a parking brake with these things.
You no need to curb your wheels on a hill.
No.
No.
All four wheels are mounted and flat to the ground. But will they even turn, let alone get up to a speed that could be smooth?
I don't think we're going to get a smooth ride out of these square wheels. But more than that, with all of them flat, I seriously imagine that the first quarter turn, the first time the truck boonk and lands on that second part of the square, that the truck may look at that as an accident and just shut down. We might not even get more than 1/4 turn on this test.
Well, as the other MythBusters mantra goes, there's only one way to find out. But that's a way that first involves a suit up for safety. Because with the world's first set of square wheels doing the spinning, the MythBusters are taking no chances.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. The moment of truth. Square wheels, smooth ride. All four wheels flat. In 3, 2, 1, go.
They're off to a bumpy start.
Whoa! Hey! That's smooth right out.
But as Jamie accelerates, the ride seems to get smoother.
Ooh, that's a... Whoa!
At least until it suddenly stops altogether.
Something's dreadfully wrong.
Yeah, we're sitting sideways.
We're sitting sideways and we're not level.
I know.
Whoa! Oh, crap, Jamie. It's bad. Well, there's your problem.
What happened?
We sheared everything out of that wheel hub.
All the bolts.
All of them.
Well, at least it didn't ruin the wheels.
Exactly. The term of art for that is one hell of a ride. For about 5 seconds there, it felt like we were actually getting something approaching a smooth ride. And then everything fell apart. The fact is, this is one of the most powerful trucks we could get our hands on, and driving with all four wheels flat, just too much for it.
In that 15-second window, the wheels did get up enough speed to spin corner to corner. But do the sensors confirm that it was smoothing out?
All right, Scott, what do you got for us?
Well, you can definitely see some trends here. As the speed goes up, the vertical acceleration in the suspension is definitely going down. If I go to the steering column, you see the same trend. As the speed goes up, vibrational energy definitely goes down.
So can we call it, was that our smooth ride?
Well, it started to smooth out, but then the truck broke and the wheel came off.
Yeah, that was almost bone-shattering. But it occurs to me, what if instead of all wheels being flat, we offset two of them to a 45-degree angle? Increasing the periodicity of the points hitting the ground might make the ride smoother and easier on the truck.
Yeah, that makes sense, but I start to worry that making things less symmetrical like that might set up some sort of an oscillation in a certain orientation that would end up flipping the truck, and that'd suck.
You're totally right. That then says to me that we want to do some small-scale testing. Try different wheel orientations and see which one we feel is both the safest for us, but also might be easiest on the truck.
I agree.
Okay.
After a bone-shaking ride with all four wheels in the same orientation, it's time to experiment with some different configurations.
Now this is the orientation we had our wheels in for our most recent ride, and a bump. bumpy ride. It was. But this is not the only orientation we need to have our 4 wheels. We could mount 2 of our wheels at a 45-degree offset to the other 2, thus doubling the frequency with which one of the points of the squares hits the ground for every rotation. Or we could offset each wheel by 22.5 degrees for every rotation, thus quadrupling the frequency with which one of the points hits the ground. Which one of these is going to give us the smoothest ride? I haven't the slightest idea. That's why we're about to test this in small scale.
And for that, they'll need a set of wheels. So Adam brings this out of the woodwork.
I think that's a good start.
Then it's time to tune up the treadmill to give it a run.
All right, let's try this.
First off, a little recap of why 4 in-sync wheels are so uncomfortable.
Ow.
But will offsetting the wheels by 45 degrees decrease the jolt factor?
Much better.
Wow. I didn't expect that to be so nice.
Let's ramp it up.
All right.
2 wheels offset diagonally at 45 degrees is a clear improvement.
Yeah!
But will the 22.5-degree combination be even better?
The way this works is that one's always flat, one's always at 45, and the other 2 are in the middle.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's the oscillation I was worried about.
Yeah.
That's what we don't want to do because that's what is going to flip the truck at speed.
A closer look at the 22.5 proves that the chassis is bouncing up and down and side to side, making the 45-degree offset the most stable configuration.
Our small-scale test showed that the best configuration was to have 2 opposing corners with their points down, the opposite 2 corners with their flats down. That balances things out the best, and so that's what we're going to do full scale.
So it's back to the test track for take 2.
Our lives have officially become a cartoon.
With the wheel hubs back in shape after their last outing, it's time for the truck to get squared.
There it is.
This time, 2 diagonal wheels are offset by 45 degrees.
Our creation, she's ready to take life.
With the sensors mounted and the MythBusters wrapped up in their safety gear,
All right, sir, you ready for this?
Ready as I'll ever be.
will they get that smoother ride, fair and square?
Square wheels, smooth ride, 45-degree diamond formation, and 3, 2, 1, go! Oh! Whoa! Yeah! Come on, baby! Oh, that's not bad!
To begin with, the offset wheels are smoother.
Yeah! Holy... Wow!
And as lead-footed Heinemann gets the truck up to speed,
Dude, this is not bad! 18 miles per hour! Keep going! Wow! Come on, faster!
it continues to improve. That is, until the wheels can take it no more.
Wow! Woo-hoo-hoo! Wow! That was intense. That wasn't half bad when you got up to 20 miles an hour.
I got no brakes, though. I think the truck didn't like it too much.
I don't think it did either. Did we lose all 4 tires?
I think so, although one of them just sort of stayed on the truck and just not on the wheel.
Once we were up to speed, once we were up to the fastest speed we could get, which turns out to be about 18 miles an hour, I have to admit that I am impressed with how smooth that ride was. It was smoother than I thought it was going to be. Let's put it that way.
Adam thinks the ride evened out, but was it enough to ever be called smooth?
So how does the data look?
Well, here's your speed in red, and you can see where you kind of slowed down and there's a lot of vibration. As you sped up, the vibration of the steering column really starts to trend off.
Well, that's pretty much just what we felt in the cab.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The ride was progressively smoother, but it was also progressively destructive, with the tires and brake pads coming off completely.
Well, that was one of the worst things that ever happened to that car.
It was fun, though.
Absolutely.
It does make me think, though.
You got an idea?
I do.
Awesome.
Okay, so while square wheels might not be the most practical choice on the tarmac, they did begin to smooth out at pace. And Jamie's got an idea to test how the 4-sided rubber rims might come into their own.
Oh!
Whoa! Yeah!
So they've repoed to the waste management facility in Altamont.
This is like the weirdest sport ever. Sorry. It's like bowling towards a Hoosier with witches' hats. I don't know what you would call that.
Where the guys are setting up a dirt road test track.
It looks great from here, Jamie.
Good. Let's face it, there's a very good reason they don't put square wheels on cars.
Come on, faster!
But you know, that started me thinking. Maybe there are circumstances where square wheels would be the best thing. Like, what if you had a really steep hill covered with loose dirt that you wanted to climb?
And that is where this comes in. A smooth slope leading to an almost vertical wall and filled with loose dirt. This is the ultimate testing ground to compare the efficacy of square wheels versus round wheels.
50 feet high with varying degrees of steepness.
This ought to be fun.
This hill is exactly the kind of off-road conditions for the ultimate test of the MythBusters square wheels.
Here's how this test is gonna go. First, we're going to take the truck with its round wheels and we're going to drive it up that slope as far as we can make it. Let's say we make it about halfway up. Editors, will you give me a dotted line halfway up the slope? Thank you. Then we're going to bolt the square wheels to the truck and we're going to take the same slope and see if we can make it farther. If we can, we have literally reinvented the wheel.
Well, I think everything's in place. Shall we suit up and do the round wheel test?
I don't see why not.
All right.
If we can't, we've just proven what we already suspected. Square wheels are stupid.
It's a simple plan.
You ready?
I am now.
And it all comes down to Jamie's theory on why square wheels could work better on loose ground.
When it comes to soft surfaces, the thing about round wheels is that all of the weight of the vehicle is right here where it contacts the ground. The PSI there is very high. That means that it'll easily sink through soft stuff and get buried. Also, as it tries to roll forward, it tends to plow that soft stuff ahead of it, which makes it hard to climb out of things. On the other hand, our square wheel has this entire surface contacting the ground, which means that the PSI is going to be a small fraction of what it would be under a round tire. And then when you try to move forward, instead of just plowing into the dirt, it's going to actually cut into it and actually lever the whole vehicle ahead. At least that's the theory.
That's the theory, so it's time to get trucking.
Round wheel hill climbing control test in 3, 2, 1.
Think that's as high as you can go?
I think so.
That's pretty darn high.
Yeah.
Halfway up the hill, and the round wheels can't get a grip on the loose earth. So the benchmark to beat has been set.
What do we do now?
I don't know.
Back down slowly?
If I can. Ooh.
Which means the MythBusters must return to the start line
Ho, ho, ho! That is intense.
and swap out their wheels.
It's like one of those, what are we doing moments.
I think we have more of those moments than we do the normal ones.
Well, it's now or never. Can the square wheels make it past halfway and make a molehill out of a mountain?
You scared?
Nah. Just a little hill. And we've got square wheels.
Exactly. This is Square Wheels, the final hill climb. And 3, 2, 1, go! Oh yeah, come on, man. Yes, 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 come on. Break that line, break it. Yes, oh, come on, faster, more.
No.
Ah!
Just like the round wheels, the spinning square wheels can't get purchase on the loose ground.
All right, we're going up real slow now. Hill climbing and square wheels. Go.
So for take 2, the Heinemann goes for a slow and steady approach.
This is promising. You're moving forward. Well, I'm moving forward.
You know what?
What?
I don't think they're working.
I don't think they're working either. We tied at best. We touched the tape. But I don't know if we can beat it.
I don't think we can.
I think you just gotta face it. Square wheels are just plain stupid.
It seems the MythBusters had to reinvent the wheel to discover that square wheels are just too, well, square.
We made it exactly as far up this hill as we did in our round wheels. I can't think of any better test to demonstrate that there isn't really a specific advantage to the square tires.
Well, there you have it. At best, our square wheels did the same job the round wheels did on this course. I gotta say, I'm disappointed in it, though, because I really think there's something to these wheels. There may be other environments out there where they would actually prove superior to round wheels, but as of this point, they're not.
So how do you want to call this? Do square wheels give you a smooth ride?
Well, as ridiculous as it may seem, I think we gotta call that one plausible.
What about hill climbing?
That one, not so much. The square wheels didn't provide any kind of significant advantage over the round wheels.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
You wanna drive back to the shop?
Now, let's walk. It's more comfortable.
Okay.
While we wait for Jamie to find the wheelhouse for his square rims, Adam has a real-world scenario for their final foray into the rubber revolution.
All right, Jamie, I'm gonna paint you a picture. You've driven out to the middle of nowhere to go backwoods camping. You've hiked out into the wilderness, and at the end of the weekend, you hike back to your car to find, oh, you got a flat tire. What do you do?
I put on the spare.
You don't have a spare.
I call a tow truck.
Nope, no cell phone reception.
I walk out.
Nope, walking is not an option. You have to somehow make that flat tire into a workable wheel. What do you do?
I improvise.
Exactly. That's what this story is about. Improvised solutions to making a flat tire into a workable wheel in the wilderness.
Well, what say we go to the great outdoors and set up a course then?
A course that would include all the different obstacles one might encounter trying to get themselves out of a jam.
Exactly.
To test the myth that you can fix a flat using elements from Mother Nature, the team is headed for the hills.
In order to run our tire fixes through their paces, we've chosen a course in this off-road facility that'll give us the widest range of standard road hazards you might encounter in just this kind of setting.
And the perfect setting calls for the perfect car.
This is our test car. It is an average, ordinary, everyday sedan, and that's the point. This story is about an ordinary car out for an ordinary drive when things go sour and an extraordinary solution is required.
To put the makeshift spare through its paces, the guys have a 2-mile test track, complete with water hazards, speed bumps, and potholes. So all they need now is to acquire a flat tire.
I have always wanted to do that. What are we gonna do? We got a flat tire. So here's the drill. You're out in nature, miles from the road, with a flat tire and no spare. Pop quiz, hotshot. What do you do?
What you do is improvise. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make our equivalent of a run-flat tire out of stuff at hand, like vegetation or straw.
Yep, this fix is literally the last straw.
I just happen to have a lovely garage jack.
They're stuffing the cut-open tire
Now that's what I'm thinking.
Well, let's just see how far we get with that.
before delivering their own collection of tired puns.
I thought with the flat in the wilds, we'd be grasping at straws, but this is giving me high hopes.
Well, hey, if it works.
With Mark Twain turning in his grave, the guys reattach the wheel
Hey, that's not bad.
before stuffing in more straw until the tire is fit to burst.
Well, that's the last straw.
Now it's time for our straw-filled tire test. How do I think it's gonna go? Well, I'm positive that having straw in this tire is gonna be better than if we just had a normal flat tire. How long it actually lasts and whether the straw stays in there is the only worry that I have, and the only way to find that out is to test it.
And for that test, the guys are going to drive one complete lap of their warts and all circuit. But will the straw stand up to the challenge?
Let's get out of trouble.
Sensibly, Jamie starts slow.
How does it feel?
It feels a little spongy, but it seems like it's working.
But once they survive the speed bump
Yeah, we bottomed out there.
and the pothole,
Oh!
Yeah, that went fine, too.
Totally fine.
he's confident enough to speed up.
Through the puddle.
And halfway around the test track, the hay is hanging in nicely.
Definitely a very reasonable escape plan so far. Let's go uphill.
Amazingly, the straw tire stands up to whatever stands in its way.
No problem.
We can make it home.
At least until Jamie tries to end with a bang.
Very, very well done.
Whoa. It looks a little different.
I had high hopes for the hay, and my hopes were not misplaced. It performed fantastically. It went through the obstacle course pretty much without a hitch. You could feel it deteriorating. My feeling is you're using this to get out of a jam. Hay, in this case, would absolutely get you out of this jam. Very nicely done. Well, as a fix, I'm calling hay plausible.
Yeah, only a short-term one, though.
Agreed.
The success of the MythBusters stuffed tire has got the guys a-thinking.
I don't think we're done fixing flats.
What do you have in mind?
I would like to redo this test, but in an urban environment.
Go on.
Well, imagine you're in a city and you've got a flat tire. Calling a mechanic is totally not an option. But around you, you've got all the things you might find in a city. Metal, glass, and wood, and you've got to use those to improvise a working wheel.
I like it. Let's set it up.
Okay.
So it's back to their favorite test track.
While you may see a lovely view of San Francisco behind me through the fog, an empty runway, and 100 or so cones, I see an urban obstacle course in Potentia.
Adam and Jamie will each focus on their own urban fix. But first, they need to conjure up a cityscape crash course, like this one.
This is the start point for our urban driving course. Now, the first goal we have here is to try to achieve a top speed of 40 miles an hour down the course and then stop before we hit the wall of buckets.
Why the wall of buckets? Well, in an urban environment, you need to be able to speed up and slow down quickly because you could hit something. On the theory that our wheel solutions may not allow us to do that, I've built a wall that we can hit safely. Each of these 5-gallon buckets is quarter full of water, so when we hit it, instead of totaling our car, we spill a little water.
Next up is the slalom. The goal here is to snake our way back through this course without losing control.
The slalom ends here, where in the final test of urban driving, we will have to parallel park our car between these two blue cars. That is, if we make it that far.
And with everything set, the urban fixin' can commence, starting with Jamie.
Technically, there's nothing stopping you from rolling on a flat tire, other than sooner or later you're going to cut through it and you'll end up on the steel rim. So I figure, let's just try rolling on the steel rim.
It's a typically simple solution from the Heinemann. Wrenching a tire from its rim and then attaching that rim to the wheelbase. Job done, in theory.
As far as riding on a steel rim is concerned, we've got a couple of things to be concerned about. And the first is balance. This steel rim is a lot smaller than a normal tire, and so it makes the car kind of lopsided. The other thing is that the steel is not going to grip the road as well as a rubber tire will, and so we've got traction issues. Whether either of these things turn out to be a problem as far as handling, that's what we're going to run the course to find out.
Steel rim, no tire. In 3, 2, 1.
All right, go.
Oh.
As per Jamie's prediction, the terrible traction makes for a slow start,
Oh. Feel that acceleration.
which means reaching the required speed
Come on, you gotta get to 40 miles an hour.
before braking ahead of the wall
Come on, almost there.
is seriously challenging.
Stop, stop. Yeah. Nice. All right, right turn.
But having not hit the wall,
Into the slalom.
Jamie scrapes towards the slalom.
Well, you can do it faster than that. That's it. Yeah!
Where, despite trying to stay on track, he soon gets into a spin.
Woo! Woo! Oh, yes! Yes!
But after a quick recovery, all that's left is the parallel park.
You park like my grandmother.
Where slow and steady puts Jamie's rim back on the road to success.
Nice.
Handling on the steel rim turned out to be not half bad. You just can't accelerate very fast, but I reckon you could go a fair distance on it.
Well, somewhere there's probably a law against leaving massive scratches in the road. But as far as getting yourself out of a jam, I'm thinking that the steel rim worked pretty great. I'd totally go with it.
With Jamie's rim firing on nearly all cylinders, can Adam's mythical fix do any better?
It's round. It's metal. I think it's perfect.
Without a mechanic to call or a genuine spare to prepare,
It's freaking heavy.
Adam's adamant that this manhole is the perfect wheel stand-in.
Look at how well that size matches. I have a good feeling about the manhole cover.
Being almost identical in size to a real wheel, all Adam has to do is cut out some bolt holes and then bolt it on. But will it be better than Jamie's rim?
Now that's a tire.
Check out your dubs, homie.
What do you think of that?
I like it.
The manhole cover seems like it's a perfect fit, but the problem is it's only an inch wide, therefore it's not going to get traction. The other thing is that it's made out of cast iron, and that is inherently kind of brittle. So if this puppy hits some kind of a rock or a serious bump, we've got a big problem.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Cast iron manhole cover wheel in 3, 2, 1, go!
Despite a spark-spinning burnout start,
Oh yeah, burn it. Yeah, yo, you're really losing energy. Here we go, come on.
the vehicle gains traction and Adam gets up to speed.
You're going 40.
And back with relative ease.
Now the slalom.
Oh yeah, now we got it.
Because the manhole is such a good-sized fit, the car's balance is much better,
That actually corners fairly
Yeah,
well.
it does.
making handling much less of a handful.
That's it. Come on, baby.
And when Adam's parallel park misses the mark,
Oh,
What was that you said about my parallel parking?
it's simply operator error.
Well,
whoa.
Sorry.
And we're done. Check out this wheel. It's perfect. I abused the crap out of that thing, and there's not a thing wrong with it. I am really impressed with the manhole cover. Traction was a problem, but this thing held up to the most abuse I could throw at it in the slalom and came back for more.
I like the manhole cover. It's got style. You know, worked great. I'd say it's plausible.
Plausible it is, and you know what? It's given me some ideas.
Ever the competitor, Adam wants to know which urban tire solution is superior. So with Jamie in the original
It's done!
and Adam in a car of his own design, they'll go head-to-head on the test track in a four-wheel fix finale.
Shall we change these puppies out?
yeah.
You like my paint job?
You know how I love a good flame pattern.
The plan is simple. I'm going to put 4 steel rims on my car. Adam's going to put 4 manhole covers on his car, and we're going to race. We'll just see who does better.
With a winner-takes-all course featuring slaloms, barriers, and the bunting,
Oh, that's a proper speedway.
Adam is confident.
This contest is pretty simple. The low rider versus the knife rider. Slicing through the night. I think the outcome's gonna be pretty simple too. I think I, in the flaming car, am gonna smoke the Hoosier.
But Jamie's a man with a plan.
Just like with rubber tires, these steel wheels will lose traction if they break free. So the key to success here is going to be for me to ride the accelerator so that I don't lose traction, but I actually do get up speed.
Jamie's right. This track race is all about traction.
Okay, rims versus manhole cover.
Whoever has more will take the title.
In 3, 2, 1.
And right from the get-go,
Oh, he's way ahead of me. Come on.
Jamie takes a commanding lead,
Yeah, baby.
while Adam has just a fraction of the traction.
Oh, no.
And although Jamie doesn't have enough control to steer clear of the crash barrier, he is beating Adam hands down.
Well, that didn't go at all like I expected. Not only did I get no traction and couldn't get up to speed, but once I did, I had very little control, careened right into the water pyramid. And on the slalom, I'm spinning 360, 720s. I have absolutely no traction with these manhole covers. No! No! As I'm doing this, I'm watching Jamie serenely, like the turtle from that cartoon, slow and steady, making his way unnervingly around all of the slalom cones. And then he goes through the finish line and insouciantly turns around and waits for me.
I won!
Watches me spin out and slowly make my way all the way to the finish line 19 seconds later.
Well, Adam said he was gonna smoke me, but I don't think so. I actually whooped him. I also was really surprised because I thought he had more traction than I did. Turns out he didn't.
Ain't that the truth? The manholes, impeded by their narrow nature, were next to useless.
The rims win.
Just goes to show a little ingenuity will take you a long way, huh?
It sure will. Let's get out of here.
And so the rubber meets the end of the road,
I think that's about it.
with the MythBusters proving
Oh, through the puddle.
you can make hay while the sun shines.
You can make it home.
Square is no better than fair. A spinning tire won't catch fire. And if you run out of rubber, you can still run at the test track.